everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Hecht Creative. Today we're going over Civil War, Captain America, Iron Man, and Spider-Man, as well as their battle damage variants from Marvel Legends. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Now let's get to it. This Civil War Captain America head sculpt looks nice. It's no different than the Age of Ultron head sculpt we've seen before. This one looks a little more bored in my opinion. Has nice articulation though going up and back. It is pretty tight though. You get some swivel and it just looks nice, I guess. The body has some really bright colors looking nice on the stomach, at least for the red, white, and blue over here. Going to the side with the Avengers logo over there and a very muted blue. We've seen this body before, so not much to really write home about with that, except that it's a little more muted colors than the previous version that we've had. It's nice, but I don't know, I just like the Age of Ultron costume more. And the legs are one dark mass until you get to the side, where we do have that red popping out from each side looking nice. The back has this little logo thing and it looks really weird, and the boots are kind of indecipherable from the whole pant portion. It really isn't that great to me, honestly. He does have better articulation though, at least in some aspects, so I'll give Hasbro that. They made it twist better, move better, work better, look better. No, it didn't look better, but it's a good Captain America figure at least. He does come with hands over here that aren't painted all the way through. I'm not sure if this is a mix-up on mine, but these are missing some paint on the back that the previous Age of Ultron Captain America had. And there are no other accessories aside from the shield, sadly. My shield has a little nick on it, which is a shame. It's a nice shield and works pretty well, but doesn't really want to fit that well, at least on the hand. It's hard to really decipher and move. It is kind of rubbery too, strangely. It's a very weird piece, and yeah, it looks good, but I don't know. The other one, the brighter Age of Ultron Captain America, just rings a better bell. This battle damage Captain America is awesome from Civil War. I really love how this looks. There is a splotch of gray on the head, but other than that, not too much to write home about. Going back kinda, going forward kinda, swivel. It's alright articulation, but man, that splotch is really cool, I gotta say. The body has a large, what looks like a burn mark, almost like he's a cookie that's burned. It's pretty awesome. I like how this looks all muddy and kind of tainted in a way. On the back, not really that much to write home about. It's the same as the previous figure, yet I really love this. It looks super cool. And there are some sort of burn marks on his thighs over here, looking nice. Nothing really much on the boots or the back, so it's kind of minimal for the battle damage, but yeah, it's pretty neat as well. But I think the coolest part is the shield. Putting it on is pretty easy. It's a very rubbery piece with those straps, and man, this looks really cool. I love this whole piece, how it looks. It's super nice. It's almost like it's signed or something with Sharpie or like emblazoned or whatever. It's really great. On the inside, not really that great, but I noticed these are really rubbery, which actually helps with putting it on the figure, having it stay and everything, but man, this is a great piece. Unlike his non-battle damage counterpart, Battle Damage Captain America does come with an alternate head sculpt. It's fine, I guess. Not really as good as his Age of Ultron head sculpt, but it's fair. Paint's alright. Articulation is okay. I've been using it on a different head sculpt, so yeah, it doesn't really work as well, sadly. It's alright, just skip it. And here's a progression of Captain America's from Age of Ultron to Civil War to Battle Damage Civil War. And I gotta say, they all look nice and kind of show Captain America's maturity. He went from a star-spangled red, white, and blue hero to a darker, more broodier character who finally came out on top in the end game. As far as Iron Man head sculpts goes, it's not my favorite. He looks too mad, too angry, kind of antagonistic, which I think his role is in the film, but I digress. It's kind of weird with this line over here, like a frown, and there's a lot of scuffs over here. The paint isn't really that well applied. Huge, really bad seam line, and a couple weird flecks over here of plastic that didn't get cut off. Yeah, the articulation is fine, I guess, for this head sculpt, but it doesn't really save the sculpt itself. The body is oddly chunky and kind of weird, and these shoulder pads are really awful. They only allow his arm to go up this far, and then all the way around, kind of at least, with minor chewing over here. You do get a swivel as well. Double jointed elbow that only goes up this far, sadly, as well as repulsor blast hands that can swivel and then go sort of end this far and then up. Not really that great, not too good, and you get a nice swivel over here, back and forth. Just watch out for the paint. Side to side is nice, and the whole build of it is done pretty well. The paint's fine, but yeah, it's just not really my thing, I don't think. And the legs look nice, but I don't like how we lose the gold on the bottom. That would have been good if we had some gold on the bottom. Just would have been much nicer. And we do have these weird kind of ball jointed hips go out, not really that far, and in kind of okay. They snap back a lot and go up and back, not really that far. With a double joint knee going up this far and down, you get a swivel over here and then down and then up, and then you get a pivot with two peg holes upon the feet and some nice treads, and you do get some portholes for blast effects later on. Not my favorite suit, sadly. He does come with some frosted blast effects that are pretty nice, and they work really well for the figure. You can even have the blast effects work for the hands as intended, one-handed usually. They look pretty nice, but you do have to really fit these hands underneath this sort of sleeve of his arm. It isn't really that great. And he also comes with a pair of fists for punching Captain America. You get a swivel over here as well as a hinge over here. It works out pretty well. I wish there was some paint over here, but at least we got it on the back. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. Better than the previous figure, however, is the battle-damaged Iron Man. Same sculpt, different paint. I love how this battle damage looks. It's like soot in a way. Really well done. Almost spray painted. It's really super awesome and looks great on this figure. It's just excellent for me. The battle damage is only on his shoulder for this, but man, does it look cool. The scorch marks sort of bleeding onto his chest. Looking really nice. A little bit into that arc reactor too. Wonderful for that. There's even a scratch over here. Super great. And dust from him just sitting on the shelf. But he's really nice throughout and has a different darker color than the previous Iron Man. Same articulation, but just much better color scheme and much more accurate. And while his legs don't have much difference other than the overall darker red color, we do see on the opposite side from the previous scorch mark, the scorch mark on his leg looking really awesome. I love how this piece looks. It's so nice. This is a really great Iron Man that deserves to go in your collection, scorch marks and all. Battle damage Iron Man also comes with these blast effects. They're pretty cool. They're not frosted, but they're all through and through teal and translucent. Super awesome. He also comes with two more repulsor blast effects that are in yellow and orange. Very nice colors for this. In addition to these, so you can have him use all four as he flies away. Whoosh. And while he doesn't come with two fists, instead he has these repulsor blast hands, he does come with a Robert Downey Jr. head. I gotta say, this is a pretty alright head sculpt. What they could do at the time, it's nicely done and pretty much sums up Robert Downey Jr. in a way, but it doesn't really capture his Oscar-winning face. And here's a progression of Iron Mans, going from Age of Ultron to Civil War battle damage, looking awesome together. I gotta say though, I like the accuracy of the ones on the outer sides. The middle one looks way too childish and cartoony as opposed to the ones that are more film accurate. Civil War Spider-Man is an interesting phenomenon. He looks nice, but he doesn't really look like the Spider-Man we all know and love. The colors are darker, he's a little more grittier, you get a little more wash on him, the webs are inlaid like the previous Spider-Man, and the eyes are painted pretty well, at least back and forth, and then swivel like the rest of the figures. It works out pretty well for this Spider-Man. The body is a little bit grittier than the head. I do think it looks really nice though. The blue is really nice and dark, and the wash is just all over the place. I kind of like it that way. It's really gritty and cool. Articulation is nice too, up and down and all the way around. The swivel and then up over here and then down. With more swivels and then ups and downs on the hands, which are pretty nice, but he doesn't come with any alternate extra hands. Sadly, just these two, it's fine. With a crunch forward as well as a crunch back and a swivel and butterfly joints on his arms. He's a really well put together Spider-Man with some cool grit to him, but I do think that these pictures of the spiders aren't really accurate, although I do like this one. It's quite an anomaly. Spider-Man's legs are very striking. They're very dark blue and looking really cool, and there's this dumb thing back here, but we do have some nice wash on the boots that look really nice. I love these, and the back of the boots are all black. That's pretty interesting. We do get the splits over here pretty okay. Those up and back kind of loose on that, with all the way back working out really well. You do get a swivel up here as well as no swivel down here. We do get a down and a up and then a nice pivot with two peg holes at the bottom of the feet and a little wash down there. This is certainly an interesting Spidey cobbled together from preliminary photos and sketches, but he does have a nice special place in my heart. Here's Civil War Spider-Man rocking the regular Captain America shield, and I gotta say it looks awesome on him. The colors on the shield pop against his body in all the right ways. Civil War Spider-Man looks much better though, holding the battle damage shield. All the scuffs, nicks, cracks, burn marks, and everything else, paint chips, make it look more awesome and give it so much more character. And here's a progression of Spider-Man, starting with the Civil War variant over here, Spider-Man Homecoming variant, and then the hooded suit variant. They all look really nice together, but I think these two are my favorites. This one could use some butterfly joints, but I do like the outfit. However, the dark colors are really growing on me for this one. It's pretty cool. Here's Civil War Spider-Man saying next to Civil War Iron Man and Captain America. And here is the Civil War Battle Damage 3-pack all together with Captain America, Spider-Man, and Iron Man looking awesome, and I gotta say, the two outshine Spider-Man. And for a height comparison of these figures, as well as their variants, variants, we have Captain America standing at about 6 inches tall or so, Spider-Man standing at about 5.5, 5.75 inches tall, and Iron Man standing at about 6.25 inches tall. Overall, Civil Warriors. Captain America was a nice figure for his time. I like the battle damage variant more, although both of them don't have the printing tech I like. Newer figures have replaced the original, but I'm definitely keeping the battle damage variant. Same with Iron Man. The original suit is inaccurate, although I love the battle damage variant so much and it's so cool, comes with a lot more accessories and is way better in every way. As for Spider-Man, I'm keeping this one. It looks awesome and the dark colors are a nice contrast to his lighter colors he uses in the movies and action figures to follow. I especially like those inlaid deep lines. They give it a lot of grit and kind of a menace. If you're a fan of Marvel, the MCU, or Captain America Civil War, you'll probably like these figures. I highly recommend them. At least the battle damage variant 3-pack is just awesome. Pick that up instead of the originals. But make no mistake, if you're going to win an Oscar, have a Civil War about it. So whose side are you on? Captain America or Iron Man? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com for more reviews like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and keep being creative. Stay tuned.